Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for coming here. This is very exciting to be all meeting today to start working on the launch plan for Cacique 500 in Latin America. This is very exciting. As you all know, this project started a year ago, and we finally are able to start putting things together and bring this amazing product to the Latin American market. The agenda for today is as follows. First, we're going to go through the project purpose. Then we're going to go through the target market analysis, then the positioning strategy, then the product launch plan. Then we're going to review the timeline, a high-level timeline, and then the roles, and we'll close the meeting with next steps. To begin, the project purpose. So the purpose of this project is to bring to the Latin American market the rum Cacique 500 from the Cacique brand. So we have four key purposes with this project. First, we need to position the variant of Cacique 500. We need to identify who the target consumer is. This can vary in the different markets in Latin America, and that's why I've been running some consumer insight studies so that can help each market to identify that target consumer. Then we're going to identify the most profitable channels for each market. As we all know, every market operates differently, and then it is key to identify what are those most profitable channels in each market. And then develop a product launch plan for each of the market where we'll be launching Cacique 500. So let's start with the target market analysis. We first need to define target consumer. As I just mentioned, I started running some consumer insight study, and that will enable us to understand who is the target consumer that we need to go after. As you know, Cacique is a brand that is very well positioned in all markets in Latin America, and adding a new variant to this family, it's a challenge. And then we need to make sure we are targeting the right consumer. We then need to outline the unique needs for each channel. So we have trade, we have e-commerce, we have digital. So we need to outline for each of the markets what are those unique needs that each channel represent. Then after understanding that, we need to develop a plan for each of those channels. Positioning strategy. We currently have in the market three variants of Cacique. We have Cacique Añejo, which is the more basic brand. And then we have Cacique Antiguo, which is a more premium variant. And the third one is Cacique 500. I must correct, it's not in the market, but will be in the market. So what is important here? We have a strong brand which has heritage. So we will be adding a new addition to the Cacique family. Why? The opportunity that we identified is that we currently don't have a player that plays in the middle of the two variants that we currently have. So we have the day-to-day rum, which is Cacique Añejo, and then we have the Cacique Antiguo, which is for very special occasions. But we have identified that consumers sometimes like to have a more premium rum, but doesn't necessarily mean it has to be too premium like Cacique Antiguo is. So that's why Cacique 500 comes into the market. So we want to give another option to consumers who regularly drink Cacique Añejo, but would like to have a more premium versions for a different occasion, for example. Then we need to tackle what the price point is. So it should be in the middle of Cacique Añejo and Cacique Antiguo. Of course, this will vary in each of the markets and their currency, but it must be in the middle range between Cacique Añejo and Cacique Antiguo. And then we also have the fact that we have strong competitors in the region of Latin America, just like Santa Teresa Linaje, Selecto, Carúpano, Diplomático, and Pampero Selección. So this is going to be key to design a positioning strategy that makes us unique in the market. Product launch plan. So to launch this new product, we have key 5 components, and that's why you're all here. So we need to work on a branding plan. We need to work on a trade plan. We need to work on a digital plan. We need to work on a media plan, and then on a PR and influencers plan. This is a 360-degree plan that will ensure that the launch is successful. We need to make sure that we touch every of these points in order to guarantee a successful launch. Timeline. So we are all today here at the kickoff meeting, and then the timeline for the whole launch plan is 1 year. So ending 2016, in the month that is remaining of December, we will need to plan the resources that we need for this plan. So this is the first thing that we need to do, because that will, now that we have the scope, we are able to identify those resources. So I will need each head of the market, each brand manager, to review their budgets and then identify those resources that are needed in order to start working on this plan. In Q1 2017, the production will begin. As you all know, Cacique is produced in Venezuela, and then it is a complex country that it needs at least 12 months of production in order to make sure that we have the product in the different markets. And then also in Q1 2017, we need to work on the strategy development. So this is the overall very high level plan, but we need to develop a strategy that then will be customized for each of the markets. In Q2 2017, we need to work on the execution plan, which will be customized by market. And then we need to start exporting the product to the different markets. So here, the supply team will be key, because we need forecasts, and then we need timings for each of the different markets. In Q3 2017, we'll be doing the distribution of the product locally. So the product would have arrived to each of the markets and then will need to be distributed to the different channels where it will be sold. And we also need to distribute the collateral materials that we will be implementing on each of the markets. Sales teams is key here to identify what are those materials that we need to produce and distribute. And then finally, in Q4 2017, we will be launching Cacique 500. And then we need to make sure that the marketing and media plan is ready to implement. Roles. So today we have Rob Hubbard and Mariana Sanabria, which are the sponsors of this project. Then we have Diego Scrabble, sales manager, and then we have Osvaldo Baez, the supply manager, and myself, Paola Prato, brand manager for Cacique in the Latin American region. So this is the core team. These are the stakeholders. It is very important that you share this information with your teams and start working on this plan. Next steps. I'll be sharing a file with the meeting's notes, responsibilities, and leaders. After I'm done with the presentation, we're going to have a 20-minute discussion to establish those next steps and what needs to be done. Then each leader will do a kickoff of the product launch with their teams, and then I will create a project calendar with upcoming meetings and milestones. Now we will have a discussion about how to approach this product launch. And so this is a presentation, and now let's start the discussion and working session to make this happen. Thank you.